welcome, welcome. Hey, welcome, welcome to the Daily Antidote of Song. Come on, y'all. Welcome, 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 welcome to the Daily Antidote of Song. Are people coming in? I don't see folks. Are people coming in? Is it just me?
Yes,
Welcome,
to you.
welcome, 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 welcome to the Daily Antidote of Song. Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome to this beautiful Tuesday, September 21st. Welcome to the Daily Antidote of Song, which is lovingly brought to you by the beautiful folks over at Carpe Diem Arts. Good morning, good morning. This week we are singing about immigration and Hispanic Heritage Month themes. It's a wonderful week of programming that we'll go into a little later. But I got to say hello to all the Facebook Live family folks. I can't see you, but I believe you're there. I believe you're there. All right. I'll also say hello to the wonderful Joe Rossi and Katie and our fabulous guest, Joe Jencks. Everybody put it up for Mr. Joe Jencks. He's coming to us with some wonderful, wonderful songs. And okay, I got to move this up. All right, I am missing some names, so let me do the best I can. All right. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. McLaughlin. I can't see your first name. Good morning, Pat Neal and Becky Kane and Aloysius Yanas. Hey, good morning, Deli. Good morning, Susan G. My baby Susan G. Good morning, Deborah Denfield. Good morning, oh Sheila in Florida. Good morning, Arlene Baxter. I know you, girl. Good morning to you. And good morning, Ruth in Birmingham, England. I've got to put my pinky out for you, girl. And good morning, Rosemary. And good morning, Anne, Christiana, Ann and Karen and Sarah Page. Moving to the next page, I see Kevin. Hey, good morning, Kevin. Yeah, I like you, Kevin, in your blue shirt. Good morning, Doug Varney and Kathleen in Albuquerque. Good morning, Susan Miller and my sweet Bonnie Schuster in Boise. Good morning, Caroline. Oh, and something's dancing there. A good morning to Cliff, Steve, and Michelle. Good morning to Fred, Sherry, Amanda, and Nancy with the moo moo cow. Good morning, Annette, Dane, and Ann to Storm, bringing in the storm. Good morning to Barb, Kate, and Busy Graham. You don't look busy, but I know you are. Good morning to Sandy, ALC. Morning to Bob, Lee, and there's Phil back in Todness, and Mabel Ling, Carol, Joanna in Texas, and there's Gary Pausner, Aloysius again. There's a trio, Loriana, Kashina, and I can't see your whole name. But hello to the trio. Good morning, Julie, Sarah, Amos, James, and Laurie, and LMG. Good morning, good morning, morning to you. Ooh. All right, people. Good morning. I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Joe, for the invitation. It's always great to be with you, and I get to speak with someone who I am a fan of. That's the incredible Joe Jencks. Joe, open up. Say good morning to all your family.
Good morning. So nice to be with all of you today. So great to
Fantastic.
be here.
Great. Where are you coming in from today?
I'm joining you from Seattle today. So it's super early in the morning for me here. Morning is not my natural habitat. This is a sign of how much I love all of you.
Uh, Clearly. Okay. Well, we're going to get two songs from you today. Tell us about the first one, please.
So this is a song that I wrote in 2010. It's called Lady of the Harbour, which is one of the many colloquial names for the Statue of Liberty. And I was at the Kerrville Folk Festival down in Kerrville, Texas, and four Hopi were arrested in Arizona for not having proper citizenship papers or green cards. And their argument being, our people have been here for 1,000 years. Where's your green card, mister? Uh, and it became kind of a kerfuffle, as well it should have. And I thought it would really take off in the national news, but it didn't in the ways that I would have expected. And so it borders, this issue really, touched on a lot of things with the rights of indigenous people, with what it means to be an immigrant, who is an immigrant, who has a right to be where. My friend Francisco Herrera out in the San Francisco area had said to me at one point, probably 15 years ago, I remember taking a walking tour with him through the Mission District, and he was showing me all the artwork, all the beautiful murals and street art and public art, and explaining what some of it meant. And he finally explained to me what it really meant when I hear people say, we didn't cross the border crossed us, and how deep the Hispanic, Latino, Latina, Latinx history is in what is now the United States, but was not always. So it's a very complex issue, immigration. And I realized that I needed to write a story that was about my own family's history with immigration. There are those who were brought here as indentured servants from Europe. There are those who were brought here in the hull of ships involuntarily from Africa and from other parts of the world. There are those that came from China as invited laborers, or up from Mexico during the era of the Bracero program as invited laborers, but were then cast aside or prevented from pursuing citizenship. Our history with immigration is complex, to say nothing of the people who were already here, whose land was taken from them, the people who were dispossessed of what was theirs. And I keep thinking every year that we're going to get smarter about this as a nation. And we keep struggling with this idea as each new wave of immigrants establishes themselves and then says, no, I'm glad we got welcomed in, but no, we're closing the doors now. No more. And that's what we see going on right now in the news. No more. Well, okay, but what about all the ones who are already here,
Right.
and the families who are now being separated because people have been here, some of them for a couple of generations, but then they say, well, yeah, your kids can stay, but you can't. You have to go. So there's a lot of complexity, and I decided that, well, I can't write one song that speaks to the whole of immigration issues. I can write one that speaks to my family's history, and in so doing, invite other people to look at their family's history. So this is called Lady of the Harbour. I'll teach you the chorus, and then we'll sing it. The words are, and she welcomes them with open arms. She says, let my children in. Shine on, oh you lady of the harbor. And if you can't sing anything else at all, at least just sing, shine on, oh you lady of the harbor. And the whole chorus is, and she welcomes them with open arms. She says, let my children in. Shine on, oh you lady of the harbor. There you go. You got it. You're all very swift at learning this stuff. We'll do the whole song now, Lady of the Harbor. From far away, distant lands, the tempest tossed with hopeful hearts and calloused hands, reach toward the light, the torch held high, and cast their gaze upon the lady of the harbor. And she welcomes them with open arms. She says, let my children here shine on, shine on, oh you lady of the harbor. So it was with my home kin. They sailed from Sweden and from France and Ireland. Their earthly cares packed in their bags, they cast their gaze upon the lady of the harbor. And she welcomes them with open arms. She says, let my children here shine on, shine on, oh you lady of the harbor. Now we're locking down the borders and we're filling up the jails, and we say they don't belong. How conveniently do we forget that we've all come to sing the same sweet song. Will the dream survive the strain? Will huddled masses have a chance to learn its sweet refrain? Or will we fall into our fears and turn our backs against the lady of the harbor? And she welcomes them with open arms. She says, let my children here shine on, shine on, oh you lady of the harbor. And she welcomes them with open arms. She says, let my children here shine on, shine on, oh you lady of the harbor. Shine on, shine on, oh you lady of the harbor. Oh you lady of the harbor.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Mm. Yeah. So the question always, the complexity of the immigration question for me is who belongs?
Exactly.
That's what it comes down, and you so beautifully captured it.
Either none of us or all of us. You
Wow.
know, like, I mean, where do you arbitrarily draw the line in the sand and say, well, this many and no more, this culture and not that culture, these people and not those people? And I think it's absolutely reasonable that countries have, you know, some process by which people would become immigrants. I also think that when the history is so convoluted that families have been divided, some of them for generations, between who was on one side of a border, like the U.S.-Mexico border, and who was on the other side. When borders change, I think there's a different obligation. And, there are many songs. Woody Guthrie's Deportees I'll be singing tonight as part of the family sing with Busy and Joe were both kind enough to invite me to participate in that event this evening, and I invite all of you to join us this evening at 6:30 Eastern Time for this amazing event that's being hosted by Carpe Diem and Daily Antidote. But you look at things like the Bracero program, and starting, give or take 1901, 1902, in the first decade of the 20th century, we were inviting people to come to the United States because there was a shortage of labor.
And giving land,
And then
homesteading.
And then the political winds would shift in a different direction, and suddenly they were the foreigners who should be pushed out. And the hypocrisy abounds. And within that is also a lot of good people trying to do the right thing. So you can't just say, well, everybody's hypocritical about what they're saying about this. But, there is some assumption, I think, even in Anglo culture about immigrant communities, or more modern immigrant communities, which have been more communities of color than we would have seen, 100 or 150 years ago. But there's dissension even there. I have friends in the Cuban community, or in Guatemalan communities in Chicago. And you notice the prejudice even there between people who've been here for a few generations and are well established, and the people who have just immigrated. And so I think it's easy to get stuck in a place of presuming that this is about race or ethnicity, and I think it's oftentimes more about class and privilege. And the immigrant groups, regardless of who they are, that have attained some measure of stability or security, are terrified of losing that, and therefore the prejudice runs along economic lines as well.
It's so tenuous for people who have been here for a long time. Like with my family in particular, we were that generation that did not immigrate here. We were kidnapped and brought here. And so at the time when, in history that you spoke of, when the U.S. was opening the doors saying people come in, we were already here. And there were promises that were made that were not kept. So to look and say, you're inviting folks to come in and we still need a place to be. Do we belong? I've heard you talk before about a Pete Seeger verse, in This Land Is Your Land. Can you remind us what that verse is?
Well, there's several verses to "This Land Is Your Land" that Pete wrote, that Woody Guthrie wrote, that never made it into the books in the classroom. But
tell us about those.
As I was walking, I saw a sign there. On that sign, it said "private property." On the other side, it didn't say nothing. That side was made for you and me. In the center of the city, in the shadow of the steeple by the relief office, I saw my people. They stood there hungry. I stood there wondering, is this land made for you and me? Yeah. I mean, he was writing about the Dust Bowl era. Woody was writing about a different time of struggle. But I love that one of those verses doesn't end with the emphatic, this land was made for you and me, but the question, is this land made for you and me? And so with that, I want to get on to a song written by my friend John Fromer. Some of you may know his work or have known John. He's been gone many years now, but his music endures. And this is one of my all-time favorite songs of his. It's called Welcome. And John lived in the San Francisco Bay Area and was very, very involved in his lifetime in issues of immigrant rights and human rights, civil rights. Welcome in into my land. It's your land too now. I wanna shake your hand. I wanna know your story, the journey you've been on. I wanna hear your language. I wanna learn your song. The earth knows no borders, just one sky above. Friendship has no fences, no walls can stop the love. Welcome, make my home yours. These arms are open, and so are the doors. The faces of the world are all around us today. Many voices make for harmony, so let our children play. My life is richer for your presence here today. Let's break bread together while our children play. Welcome, I hope you like it here. I hope that you are safe and your children without fear. But if they come to take you in the dead of the night, I'll be there beside you to stand up for your rights. I'll harbor you, I'll shelter you, as you would do for me. And when everyone is welcome, we will all be free. Welcome into my land. It's your land too now. I wanna shake your hand. I wanna know your story, the journey you've been on. I wanna hear your language. I wanna learn your song. The earth knows no borders, just one sky above. Friendship has no fences, no walls can stop the love. Welcome, I say welcome.
Beautiful, beautiful. You're in real good voice for being early in the morning for you. I got to tell you that.
Thank you. My humanity is showing there, a few cracks and ticks, but
I love it. I love it.
all is well.
That's that song. Both of your songs just invoke nice, warm, fuzzy feeling. And speaking of fuzzy feelings, you've got an upcoming live stream concert, Soup and Song House Concerts. Tell us about that.
To the best of my knowledge, Soup and Song house concerts were the first um, union contracted house concert series in the country. My friend Charlie Bernhardt and his wife Marilyn decided when they wanted to start a house concert series that they wanted it to be a union house concert series from the beginning. Charlie was an organizer for AFGE, the Government Employees Union. He's also a cantor. He was for 36 years at Oseh Shalom Synagogue in Laurel, Maryland. And so they just had a certain sense of ethics about things and decided right off the bat that this was going to be a union shop. And so even in an online environment, Charlie and his wife Marilyn are underwriting union scales and making pension contributions. And they just went out of business from the house concert business because they do soup and song. And they thought, well, without the soup, I mean, so they're doing something special this time around. They're sharing a recipe that people can get, so you can make the soup in your own home and join in on YouTube and watch the concert and have the soup. So that's pretty fun. They avoided online shows. And then finally this fall, they just said, no, we got to do this. We can't stay disconnected from our community. So this will be accessible to anybody because it's going to be broadcast on my YouTube channel on October 2nd. I'm also going to be at the Ark in Ann Arbor, Michigan on November 18th, and that will also be both in person and broadcast. And I invite people to check my website for updates because things, as soon as something hits the calendar, something else cancels. When one thing cancels, another thing becomes virtual. So there's updates to the tour schedule weekly. But yeah, thanks for asking about that. And thanks so much for hosting, Arnaé.
Oh,
So nice
absolutely.
to have you here, and thanks
Oh,
thanks, Katie, for doing all the tech behind the scenes, and thanks to Joe and to Busy
absolutely.
Graham and to all the folks organizing this stuff. Remember tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the Sing, and I'd love to just do a little piece of Lady of the Harbour to go out again, just the last verse into the chorus. Will the dream survive the strain? Will huddled masses have a chance to learn its sweet refrain? Or will we fall into our fears and turn our backs against the Lady of the Harbour? And she welcomes them with open arms. She says, let my children in. Shine on, shine on, oh you Lady of the Harbour. And she welcomes them. And she welcomes them with open arms. She says, let my children in. Shine on, shine on, oh you Lady of the Harbour. Shine on, shine on, oh you Lady of the Harbour. Oh you Lady of the Harbour. One more time. Shine on, shine on, oh you Lady of the Harbour.
Oh, I love that. See, that's the song that you have the flickers going up. We should have had everybody put their flickers up early on. Joe, thank you so much for that. People will be looking for you this evening. I'm sure the information's in the chat. We'll be looking forward to the Soup and Songhouse concerts. You seem to do pretty well during COVID season. You were moving around quite a bit.
I was mostly just staying online, but I was staying online from multiple locations. Um, so I have my home studio in Chicago. There are several venues that I have, some of them, a couple decades of history with. And they were, able to do multimedia production and broadcast. And then I set up a few other places in the country. So yeah, I really don't know how to stand still for too long. It's just, I get fidgety. It's kind of funny and off topic, but my office is the driver's seat. For 22 years, I've made a call sheet for myself, and I put it into my phone and program the numbers. So all I have to do is one tap dial. And I hop
Wow.
on a 10-hour drive, and I have a whole list of people I'm calling, and some of it's business, some of it's family, some of it's friends. But I use that drive time as office time. And the pandemic hit, and I was like, I don't know how to do this. And I made a call sheet for myself, and I hopped on the Northway. I was staying with my sweetie in upstate New York, and I hopped on the Northway and just drove to Canada and back. And I would just make phone calls, and then I would drive to Syracuse and back one day. And I was like, I don't know how, it feels like a strange waste of resources, to just drive somewhere for no particular purpose other than the fact that that's my meditation. I've spent a lifetime on the road. I had a lot of driving jobs before then, going way back to when I was first out of college and got a gig driving school bus and was a Teamster for like 10 minutes. I have been a driver in so many different ways in my life. And it kind of struck me funny that when the pandemic hit, I was like, I don't know how to think. I got to go drive. I can think when I'm driving.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Well, we both share an interest in Fiats. I had a 78 Fiat Spider, an orange one.
Oh, how cool. Yeah, I even wrote a song about that car. God, I know we're supposed to keep this to half an hour, but do we have time for some
What's the name of
frivolity?
okay, first off, what's the name of your car?
Well, so I have not officially named it yet. We're still working on that.
All right.
Um, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know what protocol is here. I know we're supposed to be done in at the half hour mark.
Joe, can we have a bit of the Fiat song? We got it. We got to have it. We got to have it. By popular demand, hands are all up. We want to know about this song.
Well, and I will just say, in the spirit of songs about immigrants, that my Fiat was union made, union labor in Turin, Italy, in 1978. My little Fiat is an immigrant, and many people who have made this country a better place have come from Italy. So I think this does tie in. Maybe I'm pushing the boundaries just ever so slightly, but
Let's go for it.
this is. I was taking a friend of mine for a ride just after I got the vehicle, and I got it for a steal because folk singers don't do frivolous things like buy cars in the middle of a pandemic. So I got the car, and I took a friend of mine for a ride. He said, "You know what this is?" I said, "What?" He said, "This is a meditation machine." I said, "Oh, yeah." And then that just kind of kept steeping, and this is what came out. 124 sitting under the hood, dual overhead cams, the power is good. Tan leather seats and a fold-down roof. Working class Ferrari, no need to be aloof. Pull out the choke and honey, turn the key on the dark forest green meditation machine. Woo. Got a few knocks, she's got a few dings, got a few rattles, but the engine still sings. Loves to drive when the timing is right, wind in your hair and everything is alright. A little bit of love and some gasoline in the dark forest green meditation machine. Take it to the highway, take it to the road, let your cares go, honey, lighten your load. Chasing the sunset with the canvas down. Had a bad day, this'll turn it around. Rear wheel drive, 1800 cc's. Horn sounds like the bugle boy from Company B. Wind in your hair and you're feeling free, singing glory, hallelujah, and glory be. Nothing can cure a case of ennui like a dark forest green meditation machine. Now you can take up yoga if it helps you along. Buddhist meditation with chanting and song. Tai Chi, Shiatsu, acupuncture, Qigong. If it works for you, who's to say that it's wrong? But nothing can halt regression toward the mean like the dark forest green meditation machine. Take it to the highway, take it to the road. Let your cares go, honey, lighten your load. Chasing the sunset with the canvas down. Had a bad day, this'll turn it around. A Fiat looks and baby fait accompli. Driving this car to Corps Esprit. Going together, going alone. Turn the radio radio off and power down your phone. Magical ride, nothing here is routine. In the dark forest green meditation machine. Cruising like a star from the silver screen. In your dark forest green meditation machine.
Woo! Now that's a love song for you right there. The Ohm-mobile. You got an Ohm-mobile. OHM. Ooh, I can see.
Mobile.
Yeah.
Nice.
I see you. I see you on the road doing it. Wow.
The Ohm-mobile. That's, oh my God, that's brilliant.
Joe, we needed that song in our lives. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for your heart, your inspiration, and just for being you, who you are, and expressing it in such a beautiful way.
Thank you. And thanks to Daily Antidote of Song and Carpe Diem Arts, to Joe Rossi, to Busy Graham, to Katie, to you, Arnaé. Thanks to all of you for hosting this. Thanks to everybody for showing up. And, there's a lot of problems that need solving right now, especially around issues of immigration. And I think that it's important to remember that we will solve those problems by loving radically, by loving hugely. It's okay to get angry. It's okay to be frustrated. But anger is the spark plug in that engine, to bring it back to the car metaphor. Anger is the spark plug that gets us over inertia, over, the places where we're stuck. But the fuel in that engine of activism has to be love. Otherwise, it's unsustainable. So, love big, love big.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Joe. Thank you so much. Joe Rossi is somewhere in the room. We want to talk about what is happening for the week coming up with Daily Antidote of Song. Are you there, Joe? Is she there? Ah, there she is. Okay. So this week is Immigration, Journeys, and Hispanic Heritage. Every day at 12 noon, as we know, Eastern Time. Tomorrow, Lalo Gonzalez. There's David Roth. Sissa Paz. Elise Witt. Oh, wow. Emma's Revolution. Okay. Come back every day, as you do. Every day. I want to say thank you to everyone who's here. Probably should say goodbye to the Facebook family live. We're saying goodbye to you. Hope you had a great day.